equal to what? G over L. So this is a formula for the frequency. So all these formula, if you know them, you should be able to what? To attempt all the question that was under simple harmonic motion. Now the next terms is the speed. Is the speed or the velocity, the speed or the linear velocity. The speed or the linear velocity. Number 3. The speed or the linear velocity. That's my V. The speed or the linear velocity. Now, anywhere you see V is what? Is our linear velocity, or you can call it linear speed. Though the speed and velocity are not the same, but in this case, in this particular topic, usually use them the same thing, but they are not the same. Because speed is what? Is a scalar. This one is what? Is a vector quantity. Now, there is a relationship between the velocity is the distance they traveled by a particle let me just say speed. Not let me use the word velocity. Let me use speed. It's the distance traveled by a particle in what? In a second. In a second. Now, see that the speed can be equal to what? The distance over time. From here, the formula is what? The speed equal to what? Distance over time. But there is now a particular relationship between what? The speed, the angular speed, and what? And the amplitude or radius. Now, V equal to what? V equal to W what? WA. Now, so that means V is what? The linear speed, or let's say linear velocity. My W equal to what? Angular speed and my A is what? Is the amplitude. Now, but note, there are some conditions that amplitude can equal to radius. That means if my amplitude is what is the same as radius, the formula is what? V equal to W what? WR. So that means from here, my W is equal to what? V what? V over what? Over R. So it will be what? V what? V over what? Over R. So the connection between what? Linear speed and angular speed is what? V equal to what? V equal to W what? WR. Where this one is the speed, angular speed, and this one is the radius. But note, this formula actually comes from this particular formula. This formula comes from this particular formula. This formula comes from particular formula. Like now, V equal to W square root of a square minus x squared. JAMB usually asks this particular question very well. Now, this is where the formula comes from. So that is v equal to what? W square root of a squared minus x squared. Where my a is what? Is amplitude. My x dot is my displacement. Now, from here now, at maximum point, JAMB can ask you what happens at maximum point. At maximum point, x is equal to 0. Class, at maximum point, our x equal to what? X equal to 0. Now, if my x equal to 0 now go back to this formula. Now it becomes V max because we are what is at maximum point. V max equal to what? W square root of what? A square minus 0 square. Because it's at maximum point, our x equal to 0. So I'll be having what? V max equal to W square root of a square, because a square and 0 square is what is the same as a square. Now, the square will cancel square root. That means V maximum equal to WA. You can see that this is where it comes from. But at minimum points, what happens is that our A is equal to X. At minimum points, the amplitude will be the same thing as my displacement. That means from that formula now, from this formula, V minimum will now be equal to what? Omega square root of, now what is my A? A square minus, do not forget that S will be equal to A minus A square. So I'm going to have what? V minimum equal to W multiplied by 0. A square minus A square is 0. 0 times W. That means V minimum will be equal to what? 0. Anytime they ask you to calculate the velocity at the minimum point, so it will be 0. Anytime they ask you to calculate the velocity at maximum point, it will be V equal to what? W A. Where our this is angular speed. So, and this is our amplitude. So that's it. Now the next one is what? Is the angular accelerations. Angular accelerations. Now, that's the last terms. So after that, you guys will just go and solve questions, know all these formulas, know them, practice many questions using those formulas. So you become perfect in simple harmonic motion. Now we have the angular acceleration. So we use alpha to represent it. Angular acceleration, we use what? Alpha to represent it. Now, I have V equal to what? WR. This one is what? It's a linear velocity, angular velocity, radius. Definitely, I can also have linear acceleration equal to angular acceleration multiplied by radius. Now, it means that angular acceleration is the ratio of linear acceleration to radius. Is the what? The ratio of linear accelerations to what? To the radius. Now, it means that from a equal to alpha multiplied by radius. Now, this is my linear acceleration. This is my what? My angular acceleration. So from here now, angular acceleration is equal to what? Is equal to what? Is equal to a over what? A over r. That's angular what? Angular acceleration. Now, my angular acceleration is also change in angular speed over time. Like you have linear acceleration equal to what? Change in velocity over time. So angular acceleration can also be equal to what? Change in omega over time. That means the formula can change to what? Alpha equal to W2 minus W1 over C. So these are the formula that you need to know. Again, linear acceleration, angular acceleration, radius. Angular acceleration, angular speed, time. So this is everything you have to know about the simple harmonic motion. So please just go and solve more questions on this particular topic using different formulas. Start on the period, the frequency, the relation between the length and the period, the length and the what? The length and the period and the mass of the spiral spring, the period and the elastic constant of materials, and go and know the frequency, know all the relation between the angular speed and the amplitude, angular acceleration and angular speed. So by doing that, you'll be able to attend all the questions under simple harmonic motion. Thank you.